Hey everyone, welcome back. We are jumping right into today's explainer because we've got a massive breaking news story on our hands, the sudden U.S. government workforce overhaul. So let's just dive right in, because whether you follow politics like a hawk or just catch the occasional headline, this is a profound shift, and the ripple effects are already making waves across the entire country.
Okay, so picture this for a second. It's a completely normal morning. You walk into work, you grab your usual cup of coffee, sit down at your desk, and you fire up your email to start the day. And boom, the very first message sitting in your inbox tells you that your job is just over. No warning, no sit-down meeting with HR, just a sudden visceral shock right there on your screen.
It literally read, quote, "Just a notice that your career in the U.S. federal government has ended." For thousands of federal employees, this wasn't some dramatic scene from a movie. This was their actual reality that morning. It's the abrupt leading edge of President Donald Trump's new plan to dramatically reshape the government, and it caught so many people completely off guard.
Which brings us to Section 1, the sudden layoff notices.
Now, we're not just talking about a minor reshuffle in some random department. We are looking at one of the largest workforce reduction efforts in modern history. I mean, the U.S. federal government employs millions of people. It's this massive, sprawling machine made up of hundreds of different agencies. So when you initiate sudden cuts in an operation of that immense scale, the numbers rack up incredibly fast.
And the rollout itself was just totally unprecedented. Almost immediately, thousands of these layoff notices were fired off, sweeping across multiple federal agencies all at once, and basically turning standard government operating procedure totally upside down overnight.
All right, Section 2, bloat versus vital services.
Right now, there are two central arguments colliding head-on in the news cycle. On one side, you have the administration's plan. President Trump argues that the federal government is just way too big and that these reforms are necessary to create a leaner, far more efficient system that's going to save taxpayers billions of dollars. But then on the flip side, you have the critics' warning. Opponents argue that cutting this fast and this deep risks seriously disrupting the vital day-to-day services the public relies on. So it's this incredibly stark contrast between financial efficiency and losing years of institutional experience.
And that clash leads us right into Section 3. The legal battles begin.
Because a rollout of this magnitude was bound to hit some serious legal roadblocks. To understand the fight, we got to look at who was actually targeted first: probationary employees. By definition, these are workers who just don't have the same legal protections as their tenured coworkers. The administration specifically focused on this group right out of the gate because, frankly, under the current rules, that lack of protection made them much easier to terminate.
But wow, did this escalate fast. First, lawsuits were immediately filed by the affected employees. That quickly led to pushback from the judicial branch, with some judges actually stepping in and ordering reinstatements. But the story didn't stop there. Higher courts soon intervened, allowing parts of the administration's plan to move forward anyway. It has been absolute legal whiplash.
And you really can't overstate the human toll here. We're talking about months of sheer uncertainty. Imagine having a judge order you reinstated one day and a higher court pausing that the next. Thousands of federal workers have been stuck in an absolute state of limbo, literally not knowing from month to month if their careers are over for good or if they need to be ready to head back to their desks.
Let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, the constitutional stakes. Because really, this goes way beyond just individual jobs today. This whole legal battle is actively testing the very limits of presidential authority when it comes to unilaterally reorganizing the federal workforce. And whatever the courts finally decide, that is going to set a massive precedent for every single future administration. This is literally about redefining who has the ultimate power to control the structure of the U.S. government itself.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, it leaves us with one massive lingering question. Will these sweeping changes actually improve efficiency? Or are they going to weaken public services? Is this the exact kind of tough reform needed to save taxpayer money, or is it a risky bet that's going to strip away our public infrastructure? That is the major debate dominating the news right now. And the truth is, only time and the courts are going to give us the final answer. Thanks so much for tuning in to break this down with us. Keep a close eye on the news, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.